For this week's podcast, I caught up with my friend Nathan Wiley at his studio in Summerside, PEI. He's a songwriter, musician, and producer. We talked about how he was surprised to learn that he needed to play shows after releasing his first solo record, and how fun it is to play other people's music.
Art, I want you. Art, you make it pretty hard not to. And my heart is trying hard here to follow you, but I can't always tell if I ought to.
Nathan, it seems like you've been playing music for pretty much your whole life. Were you playing guitar as a little kid?
No. I got my first guitar when I was 13, I think. It was a whole group of friends, and it was a race to see who could get good at the electric guitar first. I saw a friend's older brother play an electric guitar out on the lawn, and I was like, whoa, that is cool.
Playing electric guitar on the lawn.
Yeah, he was sitting on a little amp, and he had it plugged into the house, and he was just rocking out, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that.
Cool. And you didn't really stop, it seems like.
No. Actually, my parents were hesitant to buy me one because they thought it was going to be a phase. They said, that's going to end up in the closet and you're going to play it for 2 weeks and that'll be it. But it's stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you played, you weren't really the front person for a band for a long time, right? Like when you were younger, it was mostly guitar.
Yeah, I was always a side guy, lead player, rhythm player, but I was scared to sing, and I didn't really want to be out front. I definitely wanted to play in a band, but I didn't want to be out front in any way. That took a long time.
But then you were way out front. You were
I went all the way out front.
Touring all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd always written even when I started playing guitar. But I was always too scared to sing or present most of the material for years and years, so I just wouldn't. But I always did come up with my own ideas and stuff, so eventually I was just kind of forced into it. And I hated it, but I kept doing it. And I mean, now I love it, but that took years and years to get comfortable with singing in front of people.
And it seems like you were singing in front of people at the same time as you were navigating a lot of music business stuff too.
Yeah, I did everything kind of backwards. I didn't sing publicly until after my first record was recorded. And I didn't realize recording my first record that I was going to have to. So I basically made that first record to have something to show for my hobby and just to get some songs recorded. And then once it got finished, the people that I'd brought in to help me record it were like, well, you have to play a few shows. And I was like, oh, God, really? So that was nerve-wracking. But yeah, it takes a long time to get over that. I just kept forcing myself to do it.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it. And expect it to be difficult for a long time.
So being someone that hadn't really been performing a lot of your own music, I'm really interested in what it was like then to win a bunch of awards and to be going on these tours and, all these big shows and stuff, and probably lots of music industry people because you had the support of some pretty big engines there for a bit, music industry engines. What was that like?
It was just kind of surreal because it all kind of happened so fast that it was hard to understand. So I just tried to not let it take over my life or go to my head too much and just kind of one step at a time. I remember not being sure that I even wanted to do that at the time, but it just kind of worked out that way.
I do get the impression that you're just as happy to be a side musician as you are a front person. What's the difference, do you think, for you being just a side person, a person of the band, or versus being a front person and singing your own songs?
it just seems to come from a different place. It expels less energy to be a side person, and
Mhm.
like I have a few acts I'll just play bass with, or sometimes I'll sit in with someone just playing guitar, and you just you don't feel like you're as on. You're just there to help support whatever's happening, and um, but the whole singing my own stuff live is just it just uses a different amount of energy. I enjoy both equally, but when it's your tunes, you just have to be more on, I guess.
Yeah, there's more pressure, eh? That's what I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I find being a side person just so much more fun because the pressure's not on me, the spotlight's not on me. I'm just showing up to play and having a good time.
Yeah, you just have to worry about one little piece.
Yeah, yeah,
Where if
exactly.
you're the if you're the lead in the songwriter or whatever in that group, you I find I worry about every piece.
Mhm.
It's like if the drum part's not right, it's on me to tell the drummer to fix it, or if you don't like a guitar part, it's on me to it's just a lot more. It's a
Yeah,
lot more work.
yeah, I agree. I find it so exhausting. However, there is something really special about really locking in with your band, with your
Oh,
songs on
definitely, yeah.
stage. There's
It's more work, but it's all the more rewarding when it really works well.
Mhm. Mhm. I'm wondering if you've noticed any similar themes popping up in your songs over the years. I was listening actually to your latest 2 albums on the way in, and, I think I've mentioned fire a few times to you. It's, like, keeps popping up. Anything yeah, what pops up for you?
I don't notice that stuff, but other people will notice it, and then I'll notice it. They'll say, "You have a lot of songs about that reference fire," and I'll be like, "Oh, do I? Oh, I guess I do." But,
Don't think too deeply about it?
yeah, it just it never jumps out to me until someone points it out, and I'll be like, "Oh, that is a lot of fire. Maybe I'm a closet arsonist."
Maybe. Maybe you
Yeah,
have other
I'm not
talents.
sure. I don't I don't know. When I approach it, I don't think in terms of themes. It just all kind of falls out. So I guess it only makes sense that some of those themes are going to repeat.
Mhm. Yeah. I remember whenever we were making my last record, Lucky, and, you had offered a few songs and I chose White Flag for that record. I remember asking you, you probably don't remember this, but I remember asking you what it meant to you or what it was about. And you said something to the effect of, I don't know. I don't really know what most of my songs are about. I just kind of put words together until they make sense and sound good. And I was like, it was kind of mind blowing for me, who I go back through my songs and I'm like, what does it mean? Blah blah blah.
Yeah. And not every song is like that, but a lot of them are. It's hard to, it almost sounds lazy, but it's, I don't think of it that way. It sometimes it's just the sound of certain words, and sometimes one line will mean one thing, and a later line in the same song is a totally different. I don't know. I just know I know when it feels right when it's done, but sometimes I don't know how to explain
Mhm.
what I'm trying to say. And then sometimes it's straight up literal, and
Mhm.
it's really obvious, but I tend to not write that way. For the most part, it'll start with I like the sound of a phrase or something I'll hear somebody say.
Mhm.
In my head, it all makes sense, but sometimes it's unexplainable.
Well, and I think it's really interesting because it leaves a lot more up to other people to, figure out what it means to them. Because after playing White Flag for so long now, I'm like it began to mean something to me, and I have like a story in my head about what it's about. So,
Yeah,
and probably other people who listen to your music do that too, which is really
definitely.
cool.
I had someone come up one night and say, I really love that song about the child that you gave up for adoption.
Right.
And I was like, what? What are you talking about? Anyway, they picked out a song, and later I went back and I read the lyrics, and I thought, that's a valid take. That's what it sounds like. I mean, that's not what it was. And I've never given a child up for adoption, but it really read that way.
Mhm. Yeah, I think I remember being at a performance where you played that song and you did quite a bit of preamble before it, kind of explaining something. I don't remember what you said, but there seemed to be a little bit more explanation before that song than some of the others. So maybe that was after
Right.
that talk. I don't know.
And it was, yeah, it's just funny. Once you write them and put them out there, you don't own them anymore. So they can be whatever people want them to be. And if it means something to someone, you don't really want to step in and say, that's not what I meant.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's songs are weird things like that and then as you get older and you have a lot of distance from certain songs, I can see maybe a bit of what I was going through at the time, whereas at the time I wouldn't have told you it was about me, but looking back, I'll think, oh, that line's definitely this. It's so strange.
It is strange, yeah. Do you ever listen to your music with other people around? Like, if you're like sitting around with old friends or something and someone's like, let's put on this Nathan CD. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, but it's weird.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah.
I did that recently I had a tenant last year and he had some family over, and they wanted to hear my music and I was like, well, I'm not going to perform for you, but I'll put on a CD, and I put on In a Heartbeat, which is a little bit more raw and rock and roll and angsty than the latest one. And anyway, we played both of them and they all had great things to say, but they were like, well, you changed a lot between those two records. You were kind of angry before, huh?
And it's pressure. You feel the need to, I don't know, in real time explain. It's just weird. I remember going into the pawn shop once in Charlottetown, and the guy working knew who I was, and he immediately stopped whatever he was playing and put my CD on and cranked it. And then he just stared at me like waiting for some kind of reaction. And it's like, well, the reaction is I want to leave because this is weird. And he didn't say anything. He just cranked it and stared at me.
That's so
Like,
creepy.
what are you going to do now? And it's just, I don't know, it's odd.
Well, I'm not going to buy that guitar. That looked cool.
Yeah.
You've done some co-writing over the years, I think. What
Little
do you
bit,
like
yeah.
about, do you like that kind of work?
I do, and I'd like to do it more. I don't know how good at it I am. Songwriting for me can be, I don't know, it can be solitary. It's not always solitary, but I can't turn it on and off. I know there are songwriters that say, get up in the morning, make coffee, sit down and write for 4 hours and see what you can get. But it's like, I can't do that.
No.
They hit me or they don't. I can't write if I'm not in the headspace to write. And I can't turn it on and off. So if you schedule a co-writing session and you sit down with someone and your on switch doesn't work, sometimes it can just kind of be a waste of time.
Yeah, I guess so. Have you ever tried just writing whatever? Like, I call it silly writing or free writing, where I just like decide that I want to write a song and I'll just write the silliest, stupidest song ever. And maybe it's just 2 verses and a chorus, but it's a finished song just to do something.
Yeah, I've done that.
That to me is kind of like a good exercise before co-writing because it just gets like, you know how to put words together. But I get it. My best writing has always been solitary as well. It's never happened with another person in the room.
And they don't, for me, I don't know, it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's so magical. And they don't want to be chased.
Mm-hmm.
If you go chasing them, they're going to outrun you. But if they always hit me when I'm not thinking about writing a song, like you're sitting in front of the TV with a guitar and all of a sudden you'll do a little 3-chord pattern and think, oh, what's this?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it starts to fill in. But it's I guess that's the subconscious bleeding through. But if I go after them, they just run away. They're stubborn little buggers.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously someone could say write a song on the spot, and I guess technically I could do it, but it would be awful, and I'd hate it, and I would never go back to it again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of the point of those songs. They're throwaway songs.
Yeah.
You do them and throw them in the garbage. What's good about those exercises too is that I found is that you write them, you throw them away immediately, but if there's a good part of that, or there's a good melody line, or there's a good whatever, it's going to stay in your brain. It almost always does, and it comes out in a new song.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I've done a bit of that.
Mm.
I've got to actually, and I got to start the artist's way in the morning pages and all that. I've just kind of been putting it off because everybody swears by it.
Yeah.
It's the getting up in the morning and writing a couple pages down that's putting me off, but I just got to dive in and get it done, I think.
Yeah, I too. I did it the last time I did it was a couple of years ago. And I had to actually, I got like a little old-fashioned writing desk, like school writing desk that was in my parents' place.
Oh, yeah.
I put it in front of a window with a lamp, and I put the paper on top. Like it had to be all ready to go. So all I needed to do was to make my coffee and sit down there and write my pages every morning.
That makes sense. Yeah. Then you got no reason not to do it.
Exactly. Like the book is right there. It's staring you in the face. Like, but yeah, that's Artist's Way is a great way to get going. Your recordings, they often dip into lots of different styles, like blues, surf music, stripped down folk. When I was listening to Modern Magic on the way in here, I was like, with all the horns and the strings, I was like, this sounds like a Mission Impossible theme song. Or like, there's a lot of that kind of like big stuff. Are those like conscious decisions? Do you sit down and you're like, well, this sounds like a blues song, I'm going to continue? Or is it all just kind of happen?
It kind of depends. It usually happens organically. What happened with that record was I did one or two songs in that style, and I always wanted to do a record with a lot of horns on it. So once I had horns on a couple of tracks that I liked, I thought, oh, this is the record to do. This is the shtick on this record is going to be the horns and less guitar and some synth. And so that probably did influence the writing a bit because to finish off the material, I think I kind of wrote in that style to kind of, I wanted the whole record to be that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that there are benefits of hearing a songwriter perform a song live rather than listen to a recorded version, or are there drawbacks, or both?
I guess it depends on the song.
Yeah.
Because I know there are versions of songs, especially out of my first couple of records, that I think I sing better now. So maybe someone hearing that live, it would be more impactful than hearing the record. But I guess it depends on the song and how close the artist is representing it live. Like it might be a totally different thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Since you've kept writing music all these years, what do you think it does for you? What do you think you get out of it? Do you think you understand yourself a little better through it, or is it?
No, I don't think so. It keeps me from running over large groups of people in my car. It really does. It keeps me sane. Creative people need an outlet. And if I have a period of time where I can't be creative one way or another, it's not good. You get blocked up, you get cranky, it's just, you start to question everything. It's just a really good outlet for me, whether anybody hears it or not, just to work on a song and to work on even a basic recording it's hitting some kind of reward button in my brain. So I don't think I could ever stop. I don't think it'd be good for my mental health to stop.
It's a very similar theme coming up in a lot of conversations I'm having. For sure.
Definitely, yeah. It's because creative people are all the same. I mean, most of them, the ones I've met, they need to. I mean, filmmakers, sculptors, musicians. They just need to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that can not make a lot of sense to someone outside of a creative sphere, but we just leave us alone and let us, whatever it is. It could be somebody like making little sculptures of mice out of tinfoil, which sounds ridiculous, but it's like, that's keeping that person sane. Let them have their tinfoil mice.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally. What does producing and recording and having your own studio, like what itch is that scratching, or is it all part of the same creative outlet thing?
It's kind of all part of the same. I enjoy working on other people's stuff and wearing the producer hat. It's a lot of fun. It's less fun when you have to produce yourself, because it's really, I find it really hard to do. But I love doing it for other people. Just coming up with ideas, and it's just fun. Creative people should work with other creative people. And the last record, Modern Magic, I made was the most collaborative in terms of bringing people in and letting them come up with stuff. And it was probably a bit more guarded before, and I'm kind of moving the other way now.
Mm-hmm.
It only gets better.
Yeah. Giving up some control.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree, because when we made my last record, and we did the bed tracks in here, and we had talked a lot about what we wanted to do, but then I just let you do your thing. You just did all the parts in here on your own, and you would send me stuff. I'm like, this is great. I'm so glad that someone else is taking it to where we're gonna go.
Dad's fun.
Yeah.
I'm working with Adam Gallant right now, and we're doing a similar thing. And you just send these little recordings away and get these great, big, amazing sounding things back, and stuff I wouldn't think of. That's the whole point with a producer, is hopefully you're getting something back that you wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And because sometimes it's hard to get out of your own way when you're self-producing. You're not sure what to do, and someone else just brings a whole bunch of ideas you never even would have thought of. But yeah, I love producing. I wish I got to do it more.
Can you picture your life not being a musician?
Not really. No, I've always written songs since I can remember. Well before I started playing, I would come up with little songs in my head and grind my teeth and make little drum beats. And I can't remember a point where I didn't do that. I didn't realize what I was doing, but I would, I would take, even as a little kid, I would take TV themes in my head and I would write a whole other section that doesn't exist. And that would all just be in my head, to the point where when I got older, I would hear these old TV theme songs and say, well, where's the bridge? I remember a bridge, but it was just all stuff I was coming up with in my head.
Yeah. Well, how lucky you found your outlet so early, and it carried you through. I think a lot of people just never find their outlet and don't know what that's like.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be horrible to not have a creative outlet. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that aren't creative, that maybe their thing is sports or whatever they're into. Someone's got to have something, but I can't imagine not having some sort of creative outlet. It would drive me nuts.
Yeah, same. When did Modern Magic come out again?
I'm bad at that. Two or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a new one ready to go yet, or?
I'm working on it.
This is what you're working on with Adam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be completely different again from Modern Magic. Records are so much work. And then these days it feels like you work on it, you spend money on it, you work on it, spend money on it, you drop it, 2 weeks later, it's gone. It's like people are asking when you're making a new record. It's like, well, I just did.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much going on these days, and a little local record can get lost pretty quick in the algorithm of everything else in the world.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of streaming music as far as, artists getting paid goes?
Oh, it's great. Don't you see my 4 cars in the driveway? No, it's awful. The whole system needs to change, and I'm not sure that it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got in the industry, it was still fairly healthy. There was still people buying CDs, and it's just all changed so much. And it's. I mean, you still sell some CDs. People like I like CDs. I put them on in the car, but the royalty from streaming is definitely not going to be supporting anyone on any kind of level anytime soon.
No.
I mean, the idea of it is great. It's just the rate of pay needs to be massively adjusted.
Yeah. And we've gotten into an area now in the world where people can access pretty much whatever they want for free, essentially, which devalues a lot of work for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not. You hit the nail on the head with devalue. People don't value a new record like they used to. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all so disposable that if you're strictly streaming, you don't even have a physical medium like a CD or an album you can touch. It's just in one ear and out the other, and they're on to something else. Yeah. It seems to make it less digestible for whatever reason.
Did you look into pressing vinyl at all for your last few albums?
I didn't for the last one, but I know the prices have come down a lot, so I would love to do that. Maybe I'll look into it for the new one. Because, I don't have any vinyl, and I love vinyl. I'd love to have it just to hold it. Mm-hmm. I just want to look at it.
Yeah, I've been cleaning out a lot of junk in my house, and I got rid of a bunch of CDs, but I kept all the CDs of like friends and stuff, and they're all in my car. But what I did keep is my record player and a nice, very small selection of LPs. So I'm always hoping that people will look at pressing vinyl.
Yeah, I know you can do. I mean, way back when I started looking at, you had to order like hundreds, but I know that's all changed now. You can do smaller runs, and it's become a lot more affordable.
Mm-hmm. So people can find your music on the streaming sites, I'm assuming.
Yeah, on all those places.
And you still have CDs available in stores?
Yeah, at Back Alley mostly now, and at the Den right outside of Summerside, the Fox Den. That's it's crazy now. There's nowhere. There were so many places to buy CDs.
Yeah. Like
10, 20 years ago. Now there's really not much.
Mm-hmm.
Does Walmart have CDs anymore?
I don't know. I haven't been there in a very long time.
Yeah, I haven't walked through that area of Walmart in a while, so maybe they don't even carry them anymore.
You have some shows coming up?
I got a Trailside show in September that I can't remember the date of.
I think it's the 19th. I think I just saw
I think it is the
ad.
19th. That sounds about right.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's the only one I have booked right now, but we did the big Canada Day show in Summerside.
Right.
That was fun with Blue Rodeo. And
did you tour with them at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like 16 dates from Montreal east.
Cool.
So it was nice to see them again. And they're a great band.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks. Yeah, it was fun.
worth of my words in the world? If I write them and then recite them, are they worth being heard? Just because I like them, does that mean that I should mic them and see what might unfurl? And I think of the significance of my opinions here. Is it significant to be giving them? Does anybody care? Just because I'm into this, does that mean that I should live like it? And really, do I dare? Art, I want you. Art, you make it pretty hard not to. And my heart is trying hard here to follow you, but I can't always tell if I ought to. So I pondered the point of my art in this life. If I make it, will someone take it and think that it's genuine? Would they be glad that I did, cause they got something good out of it? Would they leave me and be any more inspired? And I question the outcome of the outpouring of myself. If I tell everyone my stories, would this keep me healthy and well? Would it give me purpose and to this world some sort of service? Is it worth it? How could I tell? Art, I want you. Art, you make it pretty hard not to. And my heart is trying hard here to follow you, but I can't always tell if I ought to. Art, I want you. Art, you make it pretty hard not to. And my heart is trying